Welcome back. Thanks for staying with us. South African violinist Motsatse will celebrate and honor iconic composer and musician Dorothy Masuka. The celebration takes place on the 3rd of September in Johannesburg during what would have been Masuka's 87th birthday. Well, joining us now to revisit the life and times of legendary Mama Dorothy is Motsatse. Very good evening to you. Thank you so much for joining us, Neo. It sounds like an exciting platform. Tell us more about how it's all going to pan out.
Hello, thank you so much for having me. Well, this production has actually been in the works for quite a while now. It's actually a second installment of something we like to call the biography series, where we remember prolific people in South Africa. So, upon doing some research on who we can, remember, we came across Dorothy Masuka's music and we absolutely fell in love with it, as well as her story. She was an amazing songwriter and she was a freedom fighter. And having read what I've read about her, she was just an all-around inspiration. So coming into this concert, what you will expect is, it's titled Seasons, Dorothy Masuka's songbook in the style of Vivaldi. And the reason why it's called Seasons is Antonio Vivaldi is a classical composer. And he composed this concerto called Seasons, where it goes through all the seasons: spring, summer, autumn, and winter. And this is how we chose to tell Mama Dorothy's story. We chose, with music and narration, to take you through the seasons of her life and all the changes. So we're literally marrying classical music as well as, Afro soul of Mama Dorothy's music together to give you this wonderful production.
So what did it take in terms of the preparation and also just, being in awe of a woman who made such amazing strides, a career spanning 6 decades? Are you feeling a little bit of pressure?
Honestly, yes. Yes, the preparation has been very intense and very grueling. Of course, before we could even come to, putting the production itself, we had to do so much research. This production does have narration, so we do not only just, speak about her story through music, but it's also through words as well. So we had to do quite a bit of research on it before we could even start, putting together the musicians and where it's going to be and things like that. So it has been a quite grueling process, especially because she's such an iconic person. I just hope that this production and this show, to people that are going to come to watch, feels like we did it justice. But yeah, in terms of the preparations, it's been amazing, but it's been hard.
It must have taken a lot to be able to sort of fuse the different genres, the culture, and all of that. I mean, how has that been, especially considering the time and looking at modernizing, yet telling and reflecting a true story of who Dorothy Masuka was?
Honestly, like I said, we're going to be using, it's in the style of Vivaldi, but we're also going to be using his concerto, Seasons. And there are some songs where we just meld them together. One of her songs that we'll be playing is called Ngafweni. And in that song, we literally put together her song and the style of which, Vivaldi wrote his songs, and we just melded them together with the arrangement of the music. So it's very interesting because you'll literally be hearing both sides of it. And I love it so much because I grew up classically trained. I started playing the violin when I was 6, and from that time I was, just doing classical. And then I started going into these other genres and experimenting. So it's such a beautiful thing to see these two, otherwise on the opposite ends of the spectrum, these two genres now come together as they do. And it really is beautiful. We actually did this production in the National Arts Festival in 2018, and to just see the impact that it did and how people responded to it was absolutely beautiful. So it was tricky trying to figure out, how exactly we were going to bring them together, but we did it in the end. We did it.
And why do you think, of course, for the viewers at home watching who may be eager to come and see this magical work that you speak of, why is it important for you and other artists to continue to look back at the influences of music of the time?
Well, like I said earlier on, Dorothy Masuka was an amazing songwriter, and she was also a very prolific freedom fighter. Actually, some of her songs have to do with fighting the struggle. In fact, Dorothy Masuka was exiled for the music that she wrote during the apartheid times for a very long time, for 31 years, and she fought for that with her music. So I think it's very important for, especially young people, because if I'm being quite honest, when we, started doing research, I didn't know a lot about Dorothy Masuka. I'm 22. Um,
Yeah.
so I didn't know a lot about her, but for this production, I had to do a lot of research. And with just the things that you see that she, did for this country, it's just so inspiring. And I think it's so important for young people, young musicians, especially for this show, that they know exactly what they had to do so that we could be in the position that we are today. I mean, Dorothy Masuka did her music so that we could do the type of music that we do today. So I think it's so important to learn about our past heroes, and yeah, just to learn their story and learn where they come from, so that we're able to, move forward from that.
So where is it all happening? How do people get access and, make sure that they're indeed there to see this performance?
Yes, please come see the show. It is Seasons, Dorothy Masuka Songbook in the Style of Vivaldi at Lyric Theatre on the 3rd of September at 7 o'clock sharp. Please don't be late. It is proudly sponsored by the South African Music Performance Rights Association, and you can get your tickets at CompuTickets. Tickets starting at 250, or you can go visit their retail stores, ShopRite and Checkers.
Very well. Thank you so much. Thanks for being on air with us to talk about this, and of course something really exciting, especially looking at the celebration of music, celebrating an icon whose career spanned more than 6 decades. Thank you so much for your time. South African violinist Motsatse.